Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origins 273. The word origin today is Frisbee, you know, the plastic toy that you throw to each other and it sails through the air, that sort of Frisbee. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. A Frisbee is a light disc, usually around 10 inches in diameter, that is tossed and can sail through the air. So 10 inches is average size. Of course, they can make some larger versions and some smaller versions as well. Frisbee is a trademark name. All right, that is important because that lets you know that the F in Frisbee should always be capitalized because all trademark names are capitalized. Okay, let's continue. The origin of the Frisbee dates back to 1948, so not too far after World War II ended. It was invented by Walter Frederick Morrison. According to the story, he and his wife liked to play on California beaches by throwing upside-down cake pans to each other. Ironically, this was something common at the time. So he's not the first person that thought of doing it, but he picked up on this sort of form of recreation. And he's the first one, though, to think of, ooh, maybe I can make this into like a real genuine toy, not just keep throwing cake pans. All right. Morrison, with another investor named Warren Franconi, teamed up to make the first plastic versions called Flying Saucer. So originally the Frisbee was called a Flying Saucer. And of course, that's funny because, this was also, I think, not that long after Roswell. And, some people started taking pictures and saying that was like an alien ship. They just threw a saucer. Remember, a saucer is also a small plate that has the indentation for like a teacup. So that we know that if you threw one that's sort of a disc that was curved, it looked a little bit like a spaceship. So the first and original name of Frisbee is actually Flying Saucer. He sold a lot of these discs at fairs for years and eventually sold his invention to the Wham-O manufacturing toy company in 1957. Wham-O found out that college students use different names for the discs. Many students use the pie pans from the Frisbee Baking Company. Okay, the pans were stamped Frisbee Pies on the backside, so I guess they just call them Frisbee. Wham-O decided to register the name Frisbee, so of course slightly different spelling than the baking company, and I guess they had to do that for trademark reasons, in 1958, and the word Frisbee was born. So that's how we get the word Frisbee that we all know today. All right, and we got 3 examples of just how we use the word Frisbee. I used to play Frisbee with my dogs. You often see people do this. They throw it. That's one game that dogs like to play. I mean, they might play catch or fetch with a stick too, but Frisbee's even more interesting because dogs learn to dive in the air and actually catch Frisbees in their mouth. Okay. Number 2, in college, we often used a Frisbee to play football Frisbee, or sometimes also called ultimate Frisbee. So basically, you're playing with a Frisbee instead of a football, but you're basically following the rules similar to the game of American football. So that's why it was called football Frisbee or ultimate Frisbee. All right, number 3 here, the last one. His daughter owns a Hello Kitty Frisbee. Yeah, so this is another way to sell more Frisbees. You could put some cartoon character's picture on it or something else like that, and you could slightly change the Frisbee as well. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.